My favourite segment, Ross the Boss. Let's get stuck into it. Lloydie, I'll do my best to fill in your shoes tonight, mate. Western Bulldogs versus Geelong. First of all, let's get into it because Norton at the Western Bulldogs is one of the great players in the AFL. He's an excitement machine, and this bloke is a superstar in the
on his way, he's got the athleticism to match Norton. But what we're looking at Sam Collins versus Norton. There was a lot of noise about that, so we've had a look at the tape. Early, he played him up in front, or assertive is the modern term, and he just got pushed under and couldn't really control him and let him have a leap. Half-time, spoke to his coach, come out of judge. You can just see he's gone to back shoulder here. Harassing, back shoulder. No leap from Norton, gets to spoil him. We could have... And here's Collins here, back shoulder, bang, and then gets back to the ball. So DeConning, rising star, he should take a lesson from that. But he's going to get help from Tom Stewart here, Ed. Yeah. So Tom Stewart's going to look to roll off.
So Tom Stewart last week played one of the all-time great backline games for anybody in modern times. But not only that, he has been a superstar for the last 3, 4, 5 years.
Chris Gott said the best defender in the game. So what we're circled is he'll always go to the ball. So that Adelaide player, they've got to come in with a focus of Bulldogs, and he's smart, Beveridge. Hit up Stewart's man when you can. When he's got that split, lower your eyes, shoulders out, and hit him, or don't try and run him away. He'll just run to the ball. So make sure you get in line with the ball and go to the ball.
Ross, we're heading into June, and everyone knows, whether you're playing in the under-11s or you're playing in the AFL, that this is when it gets serious and you've got to play man-on-man, you've got to get in and you start really hitting the ball hard.
Well, we're talking about tackling. There's a focus for Geelong last week, 100 tackles. You can see them from the stoppage get after Adelaide, who are a high handball team. The Bulldogs score 40% of their score from stoppage, almost number one in the AFL. So what will the Cats bring? We know that they've been broken down before with tackle pressure. The Cats will bring the heat. I think the Cats get it done, Ed.
All right, let's have a look at Melbourne and Sydney. No Buddy Franklin now. That is a huge loss. It was a brain fade. Might help him in the long run because he'll get 2 weeks off to freshen up for maybe the run home. But this is a big game, a little bit vulnerable, the Demons, after last week. And now a chance, but no Buddy and no May at the other end.
Well, the streak broken. I think it realigns them. It gets them back to their basics. A big contested ball team versus the outside Swans. So I think Goodwin be wrapped with what happened, and they got a lot of ins.
A good loss for them?
Well, I think so, Ed. I think they reaffirm what works for us and what doesn't. And players just put their toe in the water. Is there an easier way to do this? Well, they found out pretty quickly there's not. But the cavalry's coming. They get 5 or 6 back. They get Langdon back. They get McDonald back. So I think they get back on the winning list here.
Mills is a star for the Sydney Swans, another player who has now racked up a couple of seasons of being a genuine player.
And someone in the coach's box made a move at half-time. Sydney went to a 7th defender. Richmond, a surge team, go quick, create a paddock, or one-on-ones, go quickly. They created a 7th defender that Richmond didn't handle. They went from 40 points down. They ended up winning the game, and it was instrumental. So Melbourne need to plan for that. It mightn't happen, but they're ball-use Melbourne. They'll consider it and make him defend.
Clayton Oliver, one of the best players in the caper. Best and fairest last year, of course, for the Melbourne side. Look at him in action. Ace got onto him and took him out of the game.
Well, we've all spoken about it, but it poses the question to the Sydney match committee, do we let Oliver play or do we go after him like Ace? So he went from like 22 disposals down to 8 or 9. And Ace isn't a big man. He just played him back shoulder, aggressive. You can just see. And then at times he won his own ball. This is a good one. Rather than Mundy played him in front early, pushed under, he's back shoulder, and it just gives you a good position to harass him. If you watch, he doesn't watch the ball. Worst defensive error, ball watching. He's just really tracking Oliver. So do the Sydney Swans do that with Mills and then work off him? I'm not too sure.
Who does it for the Sydney Swans? You reckon Mills?
I think Mills is an
maybe
opponent.
Bottom or somebody.
Yeah, someone like that. But Aish, he's not a renowned tagger. So it's really a mindset. Give me the responsibility, coach, and I'll do my role for
And with that, with a tagger like an Aish, the thing about Aish is he's not overly quick, but he's a beautiful kick. He gets the ball and he knows it and he's got a good football brain. So the old days of just having the biggest scrubber in the side holding onto somebody, you don't want that.
Well, Shields did it in grand finals for Hawthorn. He went to Kennedy of the Swans in the grand final, worked off. I think it can be done here. I think Mills can do it. Sydney have that in their arsenal.
We've got a little bit of time to have a quick look at Fremantle and Brisbane. Sunday afternoon at Optus Stadium. Now, let's have a look at this because Fremantle, after a couple of losses, bad losses, found their mojo big time in the second half against the defending champions.
Yeah, what a win, MCG, where the Flags won and lost. And really simply, we focus on the number one attack, 106 points, which is huge. Number one, defence. So who wins? Attack or defence? I think Fremantle at home crowd, the Purple Army will be going off its head. I think Brayshaw will go head-to-head with Neil. He's capable of getting it done. I think Fremantle will get it done with their defence.
It's their turn to own the city, isn't it?
Well, he's going to lead this club to a premiership. I've got no doubt about it, Brayshaw.
So they win?
Fremantle win.